Each and every day this week, I want to do a full gas TT up a different climb, all of various different lengths, put into practice the techniques, both mental and physical, that are going to allow me to push my wattage potential, perhaps beyond what I thought I could do. And today's is a short one, the Mac OS X wallpaper-esque, awe-inspiring background that I wake up to every single morning. L Rock Ridge, and we're going to push ourselves up it in a minute. The aim of today's exercise, of today's TT, was not to think about numbers, but just to have an image in my mind that I could use to center myself, so that when I'm panicking over here, panicking over there, I can bring myself back to this clear image in my mind and bring focus to the effort. And the image that I had in my mind before I started pushing 400 watts up this climb was of myself from a third-party perspective of what I wanted myself to look like on the bike in the moment at 400 watts. And it was an impregnable fortress of composure with relaxed breathing, keeping that image close and using it to not get enveloped by the emotional side of my mind. Because inevitably, even before you start pushing 400 watts, your mind is telling you, yeah, let's not do that. But when you're actually deep into it, that is when the emotional side of your mind is going to start squirming. It's going to get all emotional and it's going to try and take over. And you don't want the emotional side of your mind to take over. And you need something that allows you to step back from that emotional side taking over and seeing that side of your mind for what it is and what it's trying to do. And it is just trying to squirm. It's just squirming. It's just trying to conserve energy. And as long as you have something that you can use to get rid of that mess, that emotional mess, to recenter yourself, then that is when you're going to be able to push your wattage potential, because you have focus. When you're panicking over here, panicking over there, you have something to recenter yourself and bring you back to where you want to be, which is this impregnable fortress of composure, relaxed breathing, looking like Mikel Landa at 400 watts. If you don't have something to focus on, what are you going to focus on? What's going to happen is the emotional side of your mind is going to envelop you, is going to take over, is going to take control over your body, because that's what it's trying to do, that's what it's best at. When you can step back and see it for what it is, that is when you're going to be able to push your watch potential. For those who've been requesting it, I wore a heart rate monitor for the first time in well over a year, and it was quite interesting to see how far my heart rate has fallen. The max and average heart rate have fallen maybe 20 points, and I think that is because of my hematocrit. The increase in hematocrit just means I have more oxygen for the same volume of blood, and so my heart just has to work less hard. But it's definitely not a bad thing, because it's just as responsive as it has always been. The thing that really matters about heart rate is it responsive or not? Does it go up? when you are going full gas? Does it fall back down again as soon as you aren't going full gas? And that is exactly what you want your heart rate to do. I think my resting heart rate is something like 35, 40. The image that I have in my mind is probably going to be different from one day to another, depending on how I'm feeling, and it's going to be different for each individual person. But I want to know, what is the image that you are going to use next time you go full gas? Until tomorrow's TT, I appreciate you watching. Thank you for your eyeballs.